Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at TradersPost for December 2nd, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike Never Give Up, Never Surrender Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost has got you covered. Today's episode is brought to you by BluSky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. Visit bluesky.pro and sign up for your first prop firm account today and trade futures like never before. Mike, I've reached my second form now using TradersPost over the last few weeks as I've been dragged into the prop firm space with you and all the different interviews you're doing with all the successful prop firm traders. I dipped my toe in. I found my strengths. I found my weaknesses. And I was able to turn my good part into an automated strategy that's now currently running on 2 different asset classes. Nice. While I can go and fish manually on gold and oil and SPY and all that, and work towards another goal. So I feel reborn, waking up today, and my script took 6 successful trades in the night, and I'm so eager for what the future will bring. What are you feeling here on this beautiful Tuesday morning?
Amazing. I would love to know more about the automated strategy if you don't mind sharing some of the insights of what you're trading and what the setup is. I know a lot of our stream so far has been around discretionary trading, so we're kind of making calls on the fly, but getting a sense of what works, especially in an automated capacity, is always super helpful for a lot of our viewers. The markets are looking pretty interesting today. While you're pulling up anything you want to share on that, just looking at the daily chart, we saw that bounce right off the regression trend at the bottom of this trend at 24,300. That was sort of an anticipated bounce for me. It wicked a little bit below it at 23,900, but indeed, that was the support area that I was kind of anticipating. And it's just been a nonstop rally since then with only one pullback day. So right now we're up against this R1 line that appears more visible on the 2-hour chart. Essentially, we've rallied for several days now, but we hit this reversal on Sunday. And as that pullback came back, we tested the 25,300 level, and now we're back again testing 25,500. So I'm very interested to see if we're going to see a continued pullback from here and a rejection off of this R1 line, or a continuation. Obviously, things feel pretty bullish, so I'm betting that we will likely continue to rally, but the market's opening up 40 basis points right out of the gate. Maybe we get another percentage point, and a percentage point up from here would put us straight up to R2. I've got R2 at the 25,800 line, and it could certainly go there. There's no question about it.
Right. Well, we have Trump today making some sort of proclamation at 2 p.m. I think it's fairly certain that there's only one of 2 things, right? Either we're invading another country, or 2, he wants the stock market to be up. So I think it's safe to say that, well, it has to be the stock market thing, because Scott Bessent was out even this weekend, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, saying that Trump's got a juicy, an amazing thing, and maybe he'll save before Christmas, and maybe he'll save it for the New Year's, but it's going to be great. And you go, okay, you're trying to forward guide now from the Trump office. So what is it? We're going to get, I'm betting is that Kevin Hassett is going to be the nominee for the new Fed chair, and that's supposed to be like super bullish, because we're going to cut, print money, and let's go. That's what we'll see.
Okay.
Now, before we start here for markets, the levels that I'm looking at for the Nasdaq is at the upper end here, 26,118 for the top side, and for the downside, my weekly level is 24,969. So we're almost smack dab in the middle between 2 levels, so I got nothing to trade there as far as trend is concerned. But to answer the question you asked before about, hey, my the strategy, how I stood that up. So I just had to get out of my head here this idea, because I kept trading prop firm like I was trading Bitcoin, like trading Bitcoin futures, and I can't. I would hold those positions sometimes days, weeks, months. I'd be in a position for 2 months, and it's like I'm just going to take that thinking and scale it down. But the volatility wasn't working. I was leaving money on the table. I would look back on our trades, and I'd be like, why didn't I take this trade? Or why did I take profits over here? And I just kept banging my head against this until I realized, okay, just what if I had to trade right now and I didn't have any of the knowledge for macro or long-term trends or anything like that. I would just trade price action. And so I was like, oh, I really love Mike's scalping. He scalps, and the reason I can't do it personally is that I can't take profits. I just cannot take profits on a scalp thinking that I missed the trend. And so I was like, okay, let me build a scalping tool. And so I was like, okay, what is the pattern that Mike calls out and that I agree with when I see sometimes? I go, let me just aim for that. So I'm on the 5 minute. I have one strategy running on the 5 minute Bitcoin, and it's just looking for those candle breaks, and it's not going to one of these fancy levels. It's just taking $100, and then from there trailing profit from there. And the long-term backtesting I have for the strategy, which I tested on multiple different time frames, was giving me between a 56 and 65% profitable trades with a profit factor that's over 1, and enough of I could suffer multiple drawdowns in a row without completely blowing out the account. And I've been running it now for about a week, and the account is up because of it. And I go back, Mike, and I go, hey, I would have seen this trade setup. I would not have taken it. I would have regretted not taking it. You would have taken the scalp, and I would have been like so jealous that you took the scalp from there. And now I look back and I see that it's actually taken the scalps exactly at those places. Not every single one of them, but most of those places, and that it trends towards profitability over time. So waking up with successful trades that happened overnight, as opposed to be sitting there till 3 o'clock in the morning pressing the button. I'm so happy about it.
That's fantastic. And obviously, I think from what I've seen, many of the successful prop firm traders that I've been following, even the ones that are building systematic approaches, are using very fixed and very fairly tight take profit and stop losses. I saw a model recently that they didn't even share any of the theory behind it or how it works, but what they did show was the equity curve of the strategy, and it works specifically for prop firm accounts. And you can see just from the zigzags that they have an equal take profit and stop loss with each trade. Otherwise, the equity curve wouldn't move that way. And you can tell it's like every time they're gaining 200, losing 200, gaining 200, losing 200, right, then gaining 200, 200, 200, 200, and there's a sequence that comes from that. So I think that there's a lot to be said about keeping your risk fairly defined with every single trade that comes in. Right out of the gate here, it's looking a little bit bearish off of this R1 line. I want to focus on this, the first few candles here, because we do have a little bit of a gap to close from the 478 line, which was down all the way down to the previous day's point of control, which would close the gap. So switching gears here, I'm going to keep an eye on price action just for a little bit, but I do think that there's a lot to be said about scalping, and it's my more successful strategy of the two strategies. Trend is harder to follow. It's harder to find. Obviously, I suck at remembering to flip the chart upside down and go long, because that's my dilemma, is I have a short bias. I've been getting better lately, but I still missed a lot of days where I just can't seem to get long. So I got to work on the trend side personally, but scalping, I can scalp on either side and still feel good about it. I'm looking for reversals. I'm looking for continuations off of VWAP. I'm looking for, breakouts. And in each of those environments, I'm looking to scalp 5, 10, 15 points on NQ, or excuse me, on MNQ, which is just enough to pick up a base hit for the day on all these accounts.
Well, one might be helping me so because we can't be long and short the same asset.
That's right.
It forces me to then now develop a strategy for a different symbol. which I find interesting. I was like, it never occurred to me, like, oh, right, now I can't do that. Now that I have a scalping strategy on Bitcoin, I got to go and do something else for a different asset. So I bit the bullet, and I got the SpotGamma subscription for options.
okay, gotcha.
Because I'm like, enough already with this whole, I'm doing one of those things. Okay, so this is while you're looking at the chart, I'm going to tell you a story you don't have to pay very close attention to. Years ago, 20 years ago, even more than that, when I started in web development, I didn't want to spend any money on stock images. So I would take a stock image from online and spend time pixel by pixel removing the watermark off the image.
Oh my God, that's a lot of work.
Yep. And I was working for a company at the time, and they're like, okay, so did you put the images in for, whatever the plastic surgeon website? I'm like, oh, no, I'm still working on the watermark. They're like, did you just spend 3 hours pixel by pixel trying to take the watermark off the thing? I was like, yeah, in order to save the money. They're like, can you spend the $20 for the picture and you go, what's your time worth? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And so I found myself doing the same thing with SpotGamma. I'm going on Twitter, I'm looking at the screenshots of what other people posted or whatever, trying to make my decision. I'm like, what am I doing? Tom, you're a grown man. Just buy the subscription.
Just get this up. Especially if it proves to help you with your edge. In my mind, the tools are all worth it, and it's the cost of doing business if you have a profitable operation. So what is it, $200 a month or whatever it is for SpotGamma? As long as you're making at least at least 5 times that, or at least double that, obviously for a smaller margin business, then it's worth the investment. You got to use the tools that help you out. Peter says, we grew up poor. That's a poor man's mindset. I would argue that's just frugality. It's just good sense. Like, if you can avoid spending, go for it. But if you need the tool to improve your insights, that gives you informational edge. That's what you need. So what is SpotGamma showing you for today, Tom?
Yes, let me pull that up here. I don't think I can show it on the screen for long. I think it's against the terms and conditions.
Sure.
But let me see here. All right, so there's plenty of room to the upside and downside. We have here, it does its options on the SPY, and so it's looking at 69.40 as the top end, and then the low end is around 67.20, but it's more likely to move up than down here from what I'm reading.
Got it.
Oh, I also got Bookmap. Why don't I have Bookmap open? Well, I don't want to be too confused with too many things at once, but I also got the Bookmap subscription.
Yeah, I need to get Bookmap set up myself, but I need an extra monitor. I'm running out of space with my one screen here.
Yeah, I got 4 and it's still not enough. So one of the reasons I got SpotGamma is that I wanted to do a blueprint on this. So you guys are going to get a blueprint, if not this week, next week, on some of these extra tools to use for your trading. Unfortunately, there is no alert system or anything like that allows to make decisions on a third party, on my strategies accordingly. I could have AI like stare at the chart and like make decisions accordingly, but
they don't have an API.
No, there's no API, and it's if I use, an AI to monitor the screen, it'll be non-deterministic. Can't really backtest properly. So,
yeah,
this is more about figuring out. I so want to be able to get the Greeks in TradersPost and then tie that with like an API, and then all of a sudden now these types of tools can then become available. Albeit in a limited fashion, because SpotGamma like pulls in all kinds of proprietary information in order to get this going. But we can still get, if you had the Greeks for a number of different options across different time frames, you can put together something close to this. Anyways, that's long term. You guys are gonna get tools like that in the future. Very interested in getting that out for Blueprint. Right now, we're getting this move up in NASDAQ. Look at that. Wait, aren't I long?
I'm long. I was able to take one successful scalp, and I went 1 micro long here just to follow this trend, but it's pushing.
I think, yes, my automated strategy, I remember dropping off the kids. I heard a ding. My automated strategy took along this morning, so I'm locked.
Awesome.
I'm up $190. That's great. Here's the part I find difficult, Mike, and I don't know what you do when you're running your automated strategies. Sometimes it'll give back the gains, right? It didn't actually lock it in because of the rules. You can end up losing a position even though you had a positive run up. Do you intervene and just take profits? If your automated strategy takes a trade, you'd be like, okay, I'm just going to take it, or does that mess up your backtesting and being able to properly modify that strategy over time?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can mess up the backtesting in terms of not letting the trade go as far as it should. You know, especially if you've built a trend following strategy, you got to let the thesis play out. If you intervene, you're going to miss all of that upside. There are times though where things might error out. There might be an issue, or maybe it was supposed to close but it didn't, and I will intervene to manage the exit.
Want to say hello to Adventura Trader in the chat. Ready to rock. So happy to have you here. And good morning, Peter, whoever you are. We have also I'm the Cloth here. Thanks, I'm the Cloth, for joining us. Let us know if you guys are in any trades. And Benjamin Blue. Oh, I totally forgot. I was totally busy yapping like crazy, and all kinds of people in the chat. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we've got a lot have showed up. Appreciate you guys being here. This is a crazy opening here. Fortunately, I've got the one micro on, but I'm kind of waiting for a little bit of a pullback to see if I can get back in here with a trend leg.
Well, my strategy just closed my position, so I'm up $200 on that.
Nice.
It's annoying for me because in my heart I'm not a scalper, but you know, it's not. Let it go, and I'm seeing it like I guess not so much like a child, like my own. Like I give it life. I feel like I gave this thing life, and now it's working on my behalf, and I have to let it do what it needs to do.
That's very true. And obviously you could just run it on one or two of your accounts with a firm that supports automation, which about half of them do. And then for the other accounts, you can still just trade on a discretionary basis. I've definitely felt pretty good about separating my accounts that way in the past. But eventually got to a point where I'm just paying attention to what my signals are telling me from the automated strategies and putting on the discretionary trade from that too. So sort of pseudo systematic.
So just a reminder to everyone, I have, so this is all set up on TradersPost. I have my signals that are coming through from my indicators or from my strategies on a TradingView. And then it's just a simple alert that I have set up here in the alerts panel. And let me just show you what that is. And I love here now, I don't know if you saw this change it did recently inside of the interface, Mike, where if you hover over the strategy, like the name, there's a little icon. And if you click that icon, let me get to it. It shows you what the alert text is.
Oh, that's cool. That's new.
Yeah. So you can see it here, what the actual text is. So I just, copy and pasted the template from TradersPost. I'll show you that over here. So under my strategies, scalping, signals, and I just grabbed this TradingView strategy code, pasted that in, and it is set up in such a way as to send a signal to the webhook at TradersPost here in the notification section. So once it's sent off, my strategy is prepared on this end in order to receive it. I have a subscription set up specifically for the two scalping strategies that I've run. They're both enabled, and then they're connected to my Topstep account in order to take these trades. So very fun, passes through. I never have to worry about TradersPost. So happy about that.
Now we just need a few more features on the prop firm side, which I'm going to be working with the engineering team on soon. I want to pull in the trailing drawdown amounts into each account that comes from TradeView. TradeView, of course, has the API to support all the math behind how to calculate your trailing drawdown. And then I want to build it to where we can automate some risk management rules around that as well. I'm doing that myself, and I want to take all the work that I've done to get this working in my own environment and get it to where you guys can access it as well. So the thinking is, at least the rules that I follow, For every $1,000 of drawdown, I trade 1 micro. So as my drawdown grows, let's say to 2,000, I'll trade 2 micros, 3,000 is 3, so on and so forth. And that allows me to manage my risk a little bit better, because I know that for each $1,000 of drawdown, I'm only taking about $200 of risk. So as my contract size goes up, I'm using the available drawdown to take that risk. On the clock.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to ask you a question about that, but after a couple of these messages, Daily Odd says he's nervous today because his automated strategy goes live on XFA.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Well done. That's exciting.
We have here, I'm the Cloth is in a quick scalp. You'll let me know if you're, oh, he's out of it already.
Yeah, I'm out as well. I'm actually up about $70 so far.
Ventura is up $225 overnight from the VWAP strat he made. Sitting on my hands right now. Great. Absolutely. Love seeing that.
Yeah, we found point of control here at 25,600. I'm not sure what this level is about. I'm trying to look at what's going on the higher time frames. I don't really see a reason why this is the rejection point. So I'm expecting a quick pullback here. We'll retest VWAP, and I'm going to look to get long on the trend side. On the Cloth, yeah, what is the sliding bar that you have there, Tom?
What is the sliding bar? Am I
Somewhere
not seeing that?
on your Mac desktop?
I don't see it. Oh, the sidebar? It's just the browser that I use, the Arc browser.
Oh, that's right. You're using a different browser.
Yeah.
So on the Cloth says, Mike, you said you had a fix for the delay in trades taking on TradingView. Kind of. It's coming. It's coming. It's something we're working on at TradersPost. I've got my own version of it that's running in my own environment. It's definitely working well. I've gotten my my own pricing data coming in to my desktop, and then I use that to execute from a Chrome extension, and that allows me to have a direct connection to TradersPost that executes in less than 100 milliseconds. So I am no longer using the push button approach here because these webhook delays are just too costly for me. This still works, and I still very much recommend TradingView. But we're always looking for sophisticated ways of sending signals to TradersPost. So the one method that I'm using is this custom Chrome extension that I put together.
Awesome. Mikey Davis says, like drop. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, if you guys want to like and subscribe, so happy for you guys to do that. Even if you do it on the live stream, it helps us get more visibility. So we certainly appreciate it.
So interesting amount of congestion here, or consolidation. Wondering what's happening here at the 25.6 level.
Yeah. Let me go peek at SpotGamma and see what it says.
Yeah, give us the update here. See, now I don't have to pay for SpotGamma.
That's right. All right, maybe you can help me read this chart. So we have these clusters. It's very much like Bookmap, where you get these clusters where the price can be drawn to it, to these levels. But we're just threading a needle here. There's not enough volume for us to move.
Do you have anything on options on futures? Like, could you look up the front contract for NQ?
No. So the tool only specifically does SPX.
SPX, okay. Because
it's used by and large by everyone for hedging. So
you can't look up Qs or one of the. So it's just index options.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. All right. There's a pretty big pullback there. That's really strong selling pressure as well. I want to keep an eye on what's happening here because, as I mentioned, we were a little bit past the R1 line now. We've broken out of that range on the 2-hour chart. So I'm still expecting some buying pressure to continue here all the way up to 25,800, but anything can happen. So we got to watch what's happening here with session VWAP.
So Mike, this is where my trading strategy, the automated trading strategy, keeps me out of problems. So right now, it took a trade this morning in MNQ, and then it trailed out. It stopped me out there. And there I was sitting here thinking, oh, I didn't want to be out of the trade. I almost want to add to the trade. And then it's actually pulling back from this level. And I've seen this a number of times where I go back over the trades that the strategy took, and I would have kept going. And it was exactly the point where it pulled back the other side and I should have stopped. Mm-hmm. So I go, So I'm just really happy to see that nothing makes me feel better than to see my strategy exit exactly the perfect time and keep me out of being my own worst enemy. I say this as the price pushes back up and it wants to break out to a new high.
Yeah, this feels a little nerve-wracking. I can't tell. I can't tell if we're going to see a continuation here or not. That selling pressure had me questioning whether we reached the top. Looking at the 5-minute chart here, though, I don't really feel like we're oversold just yet. 15-minute either. I think we've got room for another leg up.
I mean, we're not at any particular level. Like
that's what I'm saying. I don't know why there's so much consolidation at 25,600 here.
Right.
I'll take it though. I mean, it's a good spot to get in here. So I've done one leg in on the long side on trend.
So just in case people are interested on the SpotGamma chart here, from what I understand, still going through all the documentation, these red areas are representing negative gamma levels. So negative gamma is when market makers need to chase the price. If the price goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. And then the purple areas are where there's positive gamma. So market makers do the opposite of what the option space suggests. So these would be a ceiling and a floor, and so the idea is that the price would be attracted upwards, downwards, and then stop. These would be the support and resistance levels at the top and bottom, which I like. Unfortunately, you can't, inside the tool, you can't go back and see past data in order just to see how things would have been at the time. So people have this habit of taking screenshots every 15 minutes or so in order to be able to check what they're doing. Yeah, so happy to have you here, Mikey. All right. So my next attempt here is going to be to put a strategy on SPY and on gold. But I feel like I missed the boat on gold. I don't know how you feel about that. Do you think like there's a huge amount of upside left for gold? Are you one of those people who's like, hey, it's going to explode up now to 6,000 in a blink of an eye?
I just feel like it's so overbought. We just keep touching the top end of this regression trend. We've already exceeded well past it. I think if I looked up the Z-score before, this was like a 4 sigma or 5 sigma event in terms of trend. And it just keeps pushing on the top end of this. I think we've got to pull back and see a healthy correction in gold before we continue to trend upward. But long term, yeah, I still think the market's still a little uncertain about where the future is, especially with valuations where they are right now.
Well, have you maybe silver? Have you seen silver, man? Holy moly. It's all-time highs.
My collection of Morgan silver dollars is looking better than ever.
My best friend, he is like all about silver. And he is so happy now. Tom, I told you silver was going to go to the moon. Yeah. 15 years later, your silver is at all-time highs. I'm
typically, it's a very slow-moving asset. But yeah, we've seen an incredible trend here this year.
Well, there's a big. Did you hear the whole conspiracy thing about the CME? Was it the CME that the futures are closed during last week? There was like a problem. There was a cooling problem in the servers.
It was a CPU issue. The room got too hot. They literally found the upper bound for cooling the environment. So the data center, I don't think, was prepared for the amount of heat that was taking place. I'm not sure if they're sharing that data center with other companies that may be integrating graphics cards for AI use, but my assumption is AI is likely a culprit where somebody's got a bunch of graphics cards running at full blast and it's so hot in that data center that it literally fried the CPUs at the CME. So yeah, it took me 10 hours to get back up.
The tinfoil hat conspiracy theory is that there was right before, there was I think 15 minutes before, something like that, there was a large order placed for I believe it was silver futures, and for something like delivery on gold, and that they deliberately brought it down in order to allow the market participants to get prepared so that the price wouldn't spike and just completely have price dislocation because there was no orders left to the upside.
Right.
and that there was like a a secret circuit breaker in order to prevent that from happening. I love those types of. I love financial conspiracy theories. I love manipulation in markets. Ever since the George Soros story with the pound sterling, I'm always like, hey, are there things happening behind the scenes where large players are doing these things in order to cause a problem? And so that story is still developing because more information seems to be coming out that that might have been the case. That there might have been that's sort of like a move in order to just slow down the market, in order to not have crazy price spikes, negative $40 oil type of thing.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll never really know. I just like the story of it.
No, I'm with you. 546.
All right. Well, that's bullish. Still bullish.
Dang it. Just got stopped out. Okay, retest the VWAP again here. I'm gonna wait 50 seconds here, and I'll look at maybe getting back in again.
And VWAP, I see here.
This is a tough one. It's a little choppy here again at this 25,600 level.
Right.
It's looking like it's going for a rejection here.
I am, yes, I'm flat right now. All my trades got closed out.
Same. Closed everything out, down about $100. Had a decent position there. If we had continued to rally, that would have been a great one.
I had a loss on the Bitcoin strat, but a gain on the NASDAQ. But the Bitcoin one had 6 perfect trades last night, so this is the first bad one. I'll take it.
Beautiful. Excuse me.
Alrighty.
All right, VWAP. What are you telling us? What are we doing, market? We're gonna
so, Mike, is there anyone? Is there anyone in your family that you could talk to about trading? Do you have any trading heads?
Nobody that actually knows what they're talking about. Okay. I have a stepbrother that's very into the crypto space, but he mainly trades on DEXs, and he just throws his money away. I mean, for the most part, he's losing most of his trade disappears just in the spreads that are so wide there on DEXs. And he's had a few winners and a few losers, and he'll just randomly throw like $500 on some new coin that he's heard about. But it just there's not a lot there that I've been able to talk to him about, because we look at markets very, very differently.
Well, same with me. Even my twin brother. He is, painfully ignorant about markets. It's really painful.
If Peter's listening, please defend yourself here. You can't let him talk smack about you like that.
It's embarrassing. But I went to his daughter's birthday party this weekend, and there was the husband of a friend there, and he was into trading. Oh man, then it's like, okay, forget all the kids, forget the birthday party. Now we're just talking trading the whole time. It's like meeting another kindred spirit. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, it's rare for me to bump into anybody outside of my line of work that really understands markets. I do have, I guess it's a family member that is in his 80s, and he still manages his own portfolio. He was actually a surgeon and was in the Air Force. Really interesting guy. He's a fantastic guy to just have a drink with, or have some bourbon and a cigar with, because he's just got stories for days. But for a long time, he was still managing his own portfolio, even in his 70s, and he had learned to trade options when he was in his 60s. And between options and some levered ETFs, I remember one year he had said he'd done over 50% for his entire portfolio.
Wow.
And he was just crushing, just kind of like, all right, I'm just kind of dabbling in this. And a big portion of it came from options, though. He really understood that space well. Long dated options, by the way, no 0 DTEs. Right. and a lot of selling. I think he was doing mostly selling and premium. All right, I have a little scalp on. I'm trying to see if I can capture 15 points here. We seem to be stuck in this little range, but this looks like we're getting a little bit of a bounce off of VWAP here. I'd like to say that this might be confirmation of a continuation, but I want to see where we close on this candle in the next 45 seconds.
That's right.
I'm still not convinced we're overbought looking at the higher time frames. Again, now that we've broken out of this resistance channel, this is starting to look like support. But I still don't understand what 25.6 is and why there's resistance here.
I wonder because the Trump thing came out, it's sort of like, okay, let's everyone stay flat until 2 p.m.
Yeah, just waiting.
Although this to be like screams bullishness. We're about to cross over the 15-minute VWAP in 5 seconds. Let's see if that closes up. If that's true, we get a 2-minute doji. Or sorry, in 2 minutes, we might get a doji in the 15, and that would be bullish as well.
All right, I'm going to lock in here. I went ahead and added a leg of trend now that we've closed above VWAP. We got that pullback that I tried for before, but got stopped out.
Didn't know you and Peter were twins. You can definitely tell who's who. Oh my God, you have no idea how happy I am to hear that. There is nothing I ever wanted more than for people to not even realize we were twins, because we looked exactly the same growing up. Exactly. We couldn't tell each other apart in certain pictures.
Well, over time, you guys have definitely adopted your own personalities, which shows up on your appearance. And I've always been able to tell you apart for what it's worth.
Well, also Peter's like so much lamer, so he's just such a horrible, boring person. Like, all the bad adjectives.
We got
it's easy.
Peter's got to join the stream here. There's no way I'm going to let you say your smack.
Never let him defend himself
without his ability to retort. All right, are we going to break or what? What is this, guys? I see the bullishness. It seems like it wants to, but watch. There's probably a big wall right here. Do you have Bookmap open?
Not Bookmap, but let me see if I can pull it up quick. I can't read Bookmap. I spent like an afternoon looking at it. I was like, yeah, this is crazy.
It's most useful during the New York session. I wouldn't look at it during electronic hours. What is this? I don't understand this resistance, but I'm expecting a breakout. The downside is my stop has gotten pretty close. I'm probably going to get stopped out again.
Oh, what level?
577.
Wow, that's real close.
Yeah, I'm going to get lucky on this trade if it rallies from here.
Ugh, I can't get Bookmap up probably. Forget it. Let me look at SpotGamma.
Yeah, this is a weird consolidation zone, but just don't like it yet. I don't want to exit early either, because just looking at the higher time frame here, this 2-hour chart is really telling the story here. We've already started to break away. There we go. That's what
right. You got it.
Hey guys.
Peter decided to come defend himself. He can't.
Thank God.
What do I have to defend myself for?
Well, I was saying that you're a lame and a horrible person and all the bad adjectives. He says no.
Tom's just sitting here talking smack about you, and I don't feel good about you not being here to defend yourself. I'll defend both of you, but like, look, I'm playing neutral referee. You guys bicker amongst yourselves.
I thought you were going to end that sentence differently. Tom was talking smack about you. I wanted him to do it to your face.
That's exactly right.
We love. I always felt. I don't know, just the way I grew up, but I always felt that if you can't make fun of someone, then you're not friends. You're not family. Right. Like that's the whole fun part to me to be family, is that you can just dunk on each other.
Oh, yeah. There's no question. I think there's two things I've come to find about the people I like the most: those who are willing to make fun, and those who cuss. I don't trust anybody who doesn't cuss.
Yeah,
that's right. They're all turd brains.
Peter would do this thing when we were younger. So we would insult each other, and then if it went too far, he just punched me as hard as he could in the chest, like without any without any warning, and I'm like, okay, I'm too far. I found
We
the
do it
line.
to each other. We do it
Found
to
the
each
line.
other.
Yeah, we do it to each other. Boom. Oh god.
All right.
Hey, Ventura.
Let me show you guys.
Are you still in
what's
the
going on here with
trend?
this trade? Sorry.
Are you still in it, Mike?
Yeah, I'm still in it. Still long.
Oh, nice.
So, Tom, your bot, how's your bot going?
It's doing good, but in this type of environment, it doesn't generally take trades. Like it's way more for a low volatility environment.
By the way,
Oh no, it took a long. I'm long Bitcoin right now. Cool.
By the way, Tom, it's doing well. Jesus does good. Everybody else does well. Just get it right.
Do you see, guys? I invited him up here, and it's not 1 minute before he's a problem.
I'm helping you to be better, Tom. Be better.
That's what I was hearing. I mean, grammar is important, Tom.
God. See, my biggest nightmare is that Mike likes you more than me, and that's not gonna fly. That's not gonna work.
I love you two equally.
See,
Hey,
my
Mike,
mom
do
would
you-
say that, and then she would give Peter twice as many hugs as me, and I'd be like, I don't think this is equal. I'm counting these hugs.
Actions speak louder than words for Tom. For sure. All right,
Like, do
daily
you
odds
use
for
bots?
First real money trade, $150. That's awesome, man.
Oh.
Congrats.
Boom!
Yeah.
This is a nice little rally so far. It looks like we're going to have one of those days where we're going to push just a little bit higher. I mean, I would love to see it rally here to the 821 line. I'm in a good position here. I'm almost willing to add to it. I feel like my trailing stop is way too close.
All right, Tom.
Oh, man, I don't know.
What rules are we breaking today? All right.
I'm
One
not.
rule we're breaking is Peter's rule about not trading prop firms. So we need to get you in.
You should definitely trade prop firms, and you should trade BluSky.
Nice. Let's see what you did there.
He wants to. Peter is under the impression that because he doesn't have Peter can't really go on tilt, and so he thinks he's going to just outshine us so dramatically as soon as he starts trading.
Well, actually, no. What? That's not true at all. What are you talking about?
Peter, don't lie just because everyone's watching you now. If everyone can see you, you can just tell the truth.
I have something. Actually, I was thinking about this. I have something worse than tilt.
What's that?
Well, you guys go into a trade and you can get on tilt, but I have anti-tilt. I can't get into a trade.
Because he doesn't care.
I can't actually, like, that's worse than tilting. I'm not even in the
I know that
game.
feeling. At some point, you got to get comfortable with putting the risk on.
That's right.
I think that's the beauty of trading prop firms, though, is that it's much easier to justify the risk of a $40 prop firm account than to put, a real $20,000 trade on where you're risking thousands of real dollars.
Totally.
I think the emotions for me personally were way more extreme when I was trading live futures with size. I've since joined AA on that subject and don't trade huge size on live accounts anymore. But after having a huge run up and then a fairly big loss, I think it was enough to kick me in the teeth and go, all right, maybe I'm going to go back to prop firms for a minute here and try this again,
Right.
and then come back to live with a little more size. And I'm feeling a lot more comfortable lately. I've had one micro open in a live account for over 7 months now, and that's doing incredibly well. And that feels nice to be able to just sit there in a swing trade in a live account while I'm trading prop firm accounts in this way. But eventually I'd like to, honestly, when I grow up, I want to be like Rips. I don't know if you guys follow Rips on Twitter. That guy is an absolute savage. I've been following a lot of his content lately, and I'm sure there's some people in the comments here that probably follow him as well. He trades a live NQ account, and he posts every day his real P&L through AMP Futures. And the guy has made incredible sums of money in the last year. He just broke the $1 million mark in his futures account. And I think just the other day he was trading gold and made 380 grand in just a few minutes.
Wow.
But then lost it because his orders were getting rejected. He ran into a liquidity event that was super fascinating to diagnose. You really have to look at his whole story about trading gold. He had a $300 and something thousand run up, and then he ended up closing the day up 67 grand. Daily Odds says he's crazy good. He really is. He's very calm. He's very, he positions himself well, but I think the crazy thing about him is he's putting on insane size most days. Most of the time it's 50 to 100 NQ. And it's just, I can't even
50
imagine.
to 100 NQ.
It's crazy size. Yeah.
That's like it's like when I'm watching like Casino Royale or those poker movies, and
Yeah.
they're making these big bets, 500,000 in, and you just imagine like the cojones you have to be able to do that. It's
Precisely.
just crazy,
especially in a live account, with the size that he's got. So that's the aim. I'd love to get to that stage. He knows what he's doing.
Well, I'm the Cloth is on that journey. He said he took a short. He's out. He took an L on that. Totally understand that. Thanks for letting me know. The moment that you said you went short, my strategy closed out my my long. So maybe there was some confluence there, but we definitely seem to be back into the bullish realm here on Bitcoin and on futures.
really.
Is anyone else long here right now? Ventura, did your strategy take another? No, you're sitting on your hands right now. You're not taking another trade.
I'm still long on my side, up $300 on this trade. A couple guys said, well, Aventura was saying Rips is the guy I was watching who was cursing people in the chat. Well, that sucks. I don't actually watch a lot of his live stuff. I just look at his Twitter posts and read through some of his P&L at the end of the day. But I do appreciate that you appreciate that we're nice guys. We are nice. We probably too.
It's not to each other.
We're nice to each other and you guys.
I was so surprised. Like everyone we talk to, everyone at TradersPost is like a great person.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not usually the case. I was very prepared to. I mean, I spent. Peter, how many years we spent just completely alone, just not dealing with anybody else? And I was like, okay. And then both Mike and John, they're great. I was like, okay, Mike and John are great. And then they hire great people and they work with great people. I was like, oh, this is all fun.
I was like, what's the catch? What do you guys?
Yeah,
really what's going on?
I'm like, am I the horrible? Am I the asshole? Am I the bad person?
You can't trust anybody until you open their freezer. All right. I've seen enough movies to know.
That's right.
The nice guys have a freezer. There's some. Okay, that's Halloween's past. Let me know.
Right. Halloween's gone. We're in Thanksgiving, Christmas mode here, Peter.
That's why, right. Peter, I keep my other freezer in my storage unit.
A storage unit. Yeah.
Biggest red flag is 4. That's what he is.
Biggest red flag is a storage unit. I love that. A secret storage unit.
That's a secret storage unit. Yeah. With some LLC that's offshore you don't know about.
Well,
right,
we are going to be
pretty good trade so far. What's going on here though? We keep finding these weird resistance zones that I don't really understand where the consolidation is. But what'll happen is we see the consolidation and then we get these breakout candles once we get past it. I feel like the market it keeps trying to say we found resistance, this is overbought, but then it gets rejected. Like sellers keep trying to show up, the shorts are coming in. I'm gonna get stopped out now. Ooh, I got wicked.
It's the 15-minute levels that I'm seeing that the price is moving on. That's why I'm not like.
Okay. Are there some unmitigated VWAP levels as well that I'm not seeing?
No, just the 15-minute, just like very short-term stuff, which is why it just this is slow, a little bit of a pullback and then moves forward.
Yeah.
Tom, were you saying that Bitcoin had to close above 98,000 to be considered out of bottom territory? Bear market?
Yeah. I'm looking for above 98. I mean, I would start thinking about it at 95, but I got to be above 98 before I even care.
All right, we did okay on that trade, a couple $100, but I'm a little disappointed. I feel like this is going to be another one of these choppy sessions like yesterday where we just kept bouncing back and forth, but ultimately we're bullish for the session. And I should have held for most of it. We're about ready to come up on the first hour here, and I've only got about 20 minutes left before I feel like I've reached the end of this. I might just lock it in here. Where are you feeling, Tom?
Yeah, let's end it here. I'm very happy that my automated strategies are just doing the heavy lifting for me, and I could not do that without TradersPost. So if you guys are interested, you can always feel free to join me as I was looking for what's the term we can use for like a TradersPost head, like a fan of TradersPost. I don't know what to call ourselves.
A Trader Postian.
I'm gonna put that in the brainstorming. There's no bad ideas. That is on the border of a bad idea. Postian. I don't think I'm going to be a Postian. I was like, we can be traders, but then no one will know that it's TradersPost.
That's true.
And we can be TPers, but that's people who toilet paper people's houses. So it doesn't work.
Traders post right. Traders Postian. I like
Postian.
Postian. I'm going for it.
Okay.
So good question here on the cloth. When do I lock in profits on that one? That had a trailing stop of 30 points that just trailed after the price, and I got stopped out based on that. Traders post a file. Thanks, Mustang Trader. Appreciate it.
Post file.
I think 3M is going to have an issue with that one.
Yeah, do not pull that one up on stream. Thank you very much, Mustang Trader. Posty is good, but why does it sound British? Wait, did somebody get rid of Tom?
No, my camera
he,
just
like disappeared.
died.
He said, "Screw you guys." I think he was really upset that you were on the stream here, Peter.
Oh, this is good. God chose a side. I think it's very clear that God chose a side. God and my mother, they chose the same side. Posties, I think I remember that from. Isn't that British slang for like? Oh, okay, no, I'll just look it up.
Well, I'm going to remind everyone before we leave that the Cyber Monday sale, I think it ends today, right? So
it ends today. Yeah. So get in on the Traders Post discounts for your add-ons, for your upgrades, for annual subscriptions. Posty is a newsboy in London. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Traders Posties.
Right.
It just doesn't roll off the
tongue.
tongue.
It sounds like a
cereal. Not nearly as good as Traders Post a file.
I know what posties are. Oh, never mind. I can't.
What is it?
Okay, it's reminding me of if you change the O to an A. Don't say
it's pasty. Yeah, exactly. Hey, that doesn't work.
Don't. It's spring break language there. Okay. Post head. I like that. No. Okay, I don't know. I thought we were going with super nerds. We had super nerds way back when I first started.
Well, I'm not a nerd. I'm just very cool and very debonair.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? It could be the debonairs. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us here today in this holiday season. Let's see what Trump says at 2 p.m. if markets will go up or down from there. But we'll see what the record is like tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we're back for even more price action live. And no, you don't have to worry. Peter will not. All right, guys. Happy trading.